What's up, guys? Rob with 3STRONG. I'm going to continue the stretching theme here and show you some movements to loosen up your hips. And this series that I'm going to show you is something that we use in our warm-ups a lot to help people open their hips up and allow them to get into a better deadlift position, a better kettlebell swing position, better jump stance, better squat stance, all those lower body strength movements where getting into a certain position and having a certain level of flexibility really allows you to get set up in that proper position and help to increase your power and your strength. Because it's very difficult. If your hips are tight and your muscles are fighting you to get down into this position, you're going to work so much harder to just get set up in the right spot that it really limits your strength development because you're just doing way more work than you need to. So this series is going to allow you to open those hips up, get into a better squat and a better deadlift, because it's going to get the inner thighs, it's going to get the hamstrings, the glutes, the hip flexor, all that stuff. This is very yoga-ish, but let's just call it power yoga or whatever. It's manly stuff, okay? Here's some power stretches that you guys can do to help get those hips loose. Anyway, so the first movement, everything is based off of the push-up position. You don't need a lot of space. You know, you can treat it like you just have a yoga mat. How many movements can I do just within the space to really open up the hips? And I like the stretches to flow from one into the next because it's going to save you a lot of time. This isn't a series that you hold a stretch for 30 seconds or a minute and you go to the other leg and then you have to do this other stretch. It's like just do all the stretches flowing one into the other one. So anyway, you're going to get set up in push-up position. This is your base. First movement, you're going to lunge one foot up. Get that foot set up to where your knee is right over the ankle, the shin is vertical. Don't go here. Get that shin vertical. Plant that foot, and then you're going to push your hips straight down towards the ground, trying to keep that back leg straight. As you can notice, you're getting a really big stretch across the hip and across the front of the opposite leg, and you're going to sink straight down, letting that knee push out a little bit, sinking straight down. From here, what you're going to do is walk the hands back. Now, try to kick that leg straight, getting that hamstring stretch. And then from here, you're going to push yourself up, balance, and you're going to reach up and back. So now we're going to get the front leg. So then you're going to go back down, switch legs, lunge that foot up. Remember, that shin is going to stay vertical. Sink the hips straight down. Try to keep this back leg straight. Keep the hip down. You're going to push the hands back in that hamstring stretch. And then from here, you're going to come straight up, reach up and back, and you'll feel that stretch right along the hips. And so this, if you're having a very hard time getting into the bottom position of that squat, and your squat is very tight, these hips are all locked up, being able to open up the inner thighs, being able to stretch out the hamstrings and allow you to get into a much better and a much more open squat position. So one more time through that series. Start in push-up position, lunge down, sink that elbow down, walk the hands back, try to kick that leg straight into the hamstring stretch, come up, get the hip flexor, and then you're back down. And literally, you're only holding those stretches for just a couple of seconds on each of them and flowing one right into the next. And you're going to do that, 5 to 6 times on each side. And that'll really help loosen those hips up. See you guys tomorrow.